channel. This is your girl Sean. I'm back for another video. In this video today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a letter that was sent to me from one of you. But before I get into all of that, if you like fashion, love, and dating advice, if you like lifestyle related content, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, be sure to hit that little bell so that you can become a part of the notification gang and that you'll never miss an upload from your girl. And in case you're brand new, you may not know it, but I'm actually an author. I've written 3 books. The first one's called The Dating Game: How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book, Breaking the Man Code: The Key to Unlocking His Heart. And my third book, Getting Unstuck: How to Create the Life You've Always Wanted to Live. All 3 of my books will be linked below. They're all available on Amazon, Kindle, and BarnesandNoble.com. And if you want to work with me one-on-one as your personal life and dating coach, send me an email to itscoachshawn@gmail.com. That's itscoachshawn, SHAWN, @gmail.com. That's also where you're going to send your letters for a chance to possibly have it featured in an upcoming video. All right, so now without any further ado, let's go get them. Hi, Coach Sean. I'm writing you this letter because I'm very confused about how to take the next steps in my life. My boyfriend and I started dating 7 years ago while we were in college, and we were more equal financially. We were both broke college students working and just getting by. We fell in love because we had so many things in common, like our personalities, our values, and our hobbies. For a long time, we didn't talk about marriage or have any super in-depth conversations because we knew we didn't want to have kids, we knew divorce rates were high, and we thought we were already equal partners. So we really didn't plan too much out other than renting an apartment together and splitting groceries. After school, though, he got his dream job as an engineer while I had to struggle to go from part-time retail associate to full-time office assistant. I am finally making about $33,000 a year. We both have student loans and credit card debt. Also, I've actually told him all these years not to tell me how much he makes because I knew it would be hard for me to know. My friends finally said recently that even though we aren't getting married, that we still should make a plan together. They said, what if one of you gets cancer? What if you guys ever break up? What if someone loses their job? What if you guys want to get a house together, etc.? We have life insurance on each other. What? But we don't have an emergency plan. What? We don't have a plan on how exactly we're going to get a house together or anything like that. So I've been pressuring him to have talks about making future plans. And I finally asked him how much he makes. He unfortunately has been reluctant to make future plans. He will sit down and talk with me when I specifically state a date and time, but he doesn't really seem like he's actively participating. He says he now makes a little over $100,000 a year! Exclamation point. He says he was making about $70,000 to $80,000 before last year. The problem is, how do I make things fair financially? I don't want to be a gold digger, but I feel hurt that a partner that I've been with for 7 years and has been making 2 to 3 times more than me and building his life while I struggle so much. I feel like if we stay on the same path, then decades from now he will be able to have a good life and retire while I will be stuck in debt and I won't be able to retire. Or if we break up, he'll be fine financially while I struggle to keep my head above water. What does your head and gut say? What's fair? Thanks. I'm going to be really blunt and really honest in this particular letter because I feel like you need it. I need to know, you're asking me these questions, but I have a huge question for you. Do you really not want to get married? Or is it that you don't think he wants to get married, or that you don't think he'll ever ask you? Is that why you don't want to get married? Because the things that you want are the kind of things that typically a wife gets. Like you want to act like a wife and be like a wife, but you're saying you don't want to be a wife, and that's what's confusing me. You guys have life insurance on each other as boyfriend and girlfriend? He's been secretly making all this money while you've been struggling in his face. I know he knows that you don't have any money. And every time you talk about the future, it's because you're bringing it up. You said you pressure him to have conversations, and he'll do it, but it always seems like he's not really participating. Honey, the writing is on the wall here. And I hate to be this blunt, but I have to be. Are you sure that he loves you? Or could you possibly be a placeholder for him unless or until he finds somebody better? And I hate to be this blunt, but I have to be, because if you have to pressure him to make plans for the future and a man is watching you struggle and not even volunteering, knowing how much more money he makes than you, it's like when a man truly wants to be with a woman, when he truly loves a woman, he loves her with everything that he has and everything that he is. His money, his time, his energy, his emotions. The fact that a man is being this stingy with his money means he's not fully invested in you. Being invested in you isn't just an investment of time. You're talking about the 7 years. You guys got together when you were in college. How do you know this isn't habit? Is it habit or is it love? Like, you have these questions for me, but I have so many questions for you, because a man that truly loves you, you won't have to pressure him to talk about the future. That's all he'll talk about. But you made it easier for him by saying that you never want to get married, but it sounds like you do. You're worried about the future. You're worrying about, what assurances do I have that I'll be okay? What if he decides to leave me? You have all of these doubts. You sound like you want to get married so that you can have a bit more stability. You want access to his finances. Do you want to get married? And if you do, why are you allowing the fact that you're not sure if he does, or whatever that hang up is, keep you from getting what you actually want? And I say this because I've seen, there's this person that I follow, I'm not going to give too many specifics, but this person have been saying for years, oh, I never want to get married. Marriage is just not for me. Marriage, I don't want that, and my man doesn't want that. And as soon as that man proposed, this woman couldn't wait to be the blushing bride. All over talking about marriage, 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 marriage. They've been together for years. As soon as he asked her, she couldn't wait to be the blushing bride. And every time I looked at that, I always was like, was it really your idea not to get married, or were you sure he was never going to ask, so you settled? If you know that you want to be a wife someday, don't let somebody else convince you that, it's not for me. Years and years ago, before my husband and I were married, I remember my husband saying something to me that I will never forget. And he said that he specializes in living a stress-free life, and that he wants to absorb all of my stress. He said to me, and I quote, "I want the only thing that you have to worry about is what you're going to be cooking for dinner." And he has gone out of his way for all of these years to make that a reality, to go out of his way to try to absorb my stress. A man that loves you is not comfortable watching you struggle financially, emotionally. When a man loves you, how you feel is typically how they feel, because you are one. The fact that you're over here struggling and stressed and worried and he's unfazed, that should tell you something. I also want you to realize that it is okay to change your mind. When you guys first got together and you were in college, of course you weren't thinking about marriage. You're so focused on like finishing school and all of that. But now that it's been 7 years and you guys are literally building a life together, living together, you got insurance on each other, which I do think is low-key crazy. You're trying to get the benefits of a wife, but you're convincing yourself that you don't want to be. And you're trying to force him to kind of feel these certain feelings that he's not feeling. And you got to be real with yourself. Why doesn't he want to take care of me? Why doesn't he want to invest in me with not just his time and his words, but with his money? As a woman, sometimes you crave stability, and things aren't really stable right now. Like you said, you're worried about retirement in the future, and what if he leaves you, and what if he loses his job? Like, you want these assurances that come with more of a commitment. When you're in a relationship, sometimes you grow together and sometimes you grow apart, and sometimes you start off wanting the same things and eventually you don't. If you know that you want to be a wife, you want the assurances, you want the comfort, you want the commitment, the stability of being a wife, it's okay that you changed your mind. But you also need to realize and ask him if he changed his. And if he didn't, then 7 years or not, you're going to have to make a decision about what you want to do. You don't want to pressure somebody, give somebody ultimatums, threaten somebody, and all of those things to be with you or to take the relationship to a next step. Naturally, it's not happening. Like you said, every time you have these conversations, you have to force him. You have to sit him down, and he feels like he's not really participating because he likes it the way that it was. You're the one that wants things to change, and that's okay. You can have those things. You can have the 2.5 kids, the white picket fence, the house, the dog, all of those things. You need to understand that you can have all those things, but you may not be able to have those things with him. All right, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to thumbs up if you did. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on life and love, consider purchasing one of my books. As I said, I've written 3. The first one's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book, Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. And my third book, Getting Unstuck, How to Create the Life You've Always Wanted to Live. They're all available on Amazon, Kindle, BarnesandNoble.com. I'll be sure to link all 3 of my books below. Read the reviews. People love the books. They're truly helpful. powerful and transformative and all of that. And if this is your very first video from me, I have hundreds of love and relationship advice videos. Go ahead and check out the entire playlist. Hit that subscribe button and also be sure to check out my last video. I love you guys and I'll see you all in the next one. Until next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.